In this video, I want to show you how to find the unknown coefficients by elimination, and we usually use this concept when we will be expressing a single fraction in partial fractions. So we have a few steps that we have to follow, right? The first step is to choose one factor to be eliminated. Right, the second step is to equate the factor to be eliminated to 0 and solve the equation for x. Say x is equals to k. Right, step number 3, substitute k for x in the original identity, and it will be an equation in terms of an unknown constant or constants, depending on the nature of the identity. Right, if the equation is in terms of a single unknown, then you can now solve that unknown. You can solve for that unknown. If the equation is in terms of more than one unknown, then repeat step 1 to 3 for other factors until you get enough simultaneous equations to solve for those unknown coefficients. Right, here is our first example. Right, find the values of a and b given that x squared plus x plus 4 is identical to a factor of x plus 1 plus b factor of x plus 2. Right, so the first step is to choose which factor are we going to eliminate. For example, if we choose to eliminate x plus 1, after choosing x plus 1 as the factor that we want to eliminate, now we want this factor to be 0 in such a way that if the whole of this factor is 0, then a will be multiplying 0 and a by 0 will be 0. Then we'll be eliminating the whole of this part. Then we'll be concentrating on b factor of x plus 2. Right, so for us to eliminate this one, let's equate the factor x plus 1, this factor x plus 1, let's equate it to 0 because we want it to be 0. Right, so if we equate this one to 0 and solve for x, we find out that x is equals to minus 1. Now we are now taking this minus 1 and we substitute it throughout in this original identity. We are going to substitute minus 1 throughout in this identity like this. Substituting minus 1 throughout, we find out minus 1 squared plus minus 1 plus 4, that's the left hand side, which is equal to minus 1 plus 1 factor of a plus b factor of minus 1 plus 2. And this simplifies to, on the left hand side, we'll find out 4. On the right hand side, we find out a factor of 0 plus b, and this simplifies to 4, which is the value of b. Done with the value of b. Now we can also do the same. Right now we are now eliminating b. So to eliminate b, the factor of b must be 0. So let's equate the factor of b to 0. We are saying x plus 2 is equal to 0. Let's solve for x. X is equals to minus 2. Now let's substitute minus 2 throughout in the original identity. Let's substituting minus 2 throughout. Right, if we substitute minus 2 throughout, this is minus 2 plus 2, which is 0. 0 by b is 0, so we remain with this part, a factor of minus 2 plus a, which is minus 1 by a. So this simplifies to 6. The left hand side is 6, so this simplifies to 6, which is equals to a, like this. Then we are done. We found the value of a as well as the value of b. Right, let's move on to example 2. Right, find the values of a, b, and c given that 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 is identical to this one. Right, so the first step is to choose the term to be eliminated. So in this case, it's very easy to eliminate the whole of this one, ax plus b factor of x minus 2, right? So to eliminate this one, let this factor x minus 2 be equal to 0. So let's equate it to 0 and solve for x. We find out that x is equal to 2, right? Then let's substitute 2 throughout in this original identity. Substituting 2 throughout, right? We find this expression. Then if we simplify it, we find out that 5c is equal to minus 5, which means c is equals to minus 1. All right. Now I want to eliminate a. So we're going to equate the factor of a to 0. And in this case, the factor of a, this a, x, the factor of a is x. So we are going to equate x to 0. We are saying the factor of a is 0, right? So let x be equal to 0. If we substitute 0 throughout in the original identity, now taking x to be 0 and substituting it throughout, we find out that minus 3 is equals to minus 2b plus c, right? But we already have the value of c, which is minus 1. So let's substitute minus 1 here. We get minus 3 is equals to minus 2b minus 1. Taking minus 1 to the left hand side, it will be positive 1. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Dividing both sides by minus 2, find out that b is equals to 1, right? Now we want to find the value of a. We can't eliminate b and c at the same time remaining with a. So we are going to equate the coefficients. We are going to equate the coefficients of x squared on the right hand side and the coefficients of x squared on the left hand side. The coefficient of x squared on the left hand side is 2. The coefficient of x squared on the right hand side is a plus b. If we remove brackets and collect like terms, then we factor out x squared, we remain with a plus c. So the coefficients of x squared are a plus c on the left hand side, and on the right hand side is 2. But we have the value of a, so the value of c. Substituting minus 1 for c, a minus 1 is equal to 2. Taking minus 1 to the right hand side, it's a, which is equal to 1 plus 2, which is 3. So a is equal to 3. Done. We now have the value of a, the value of b, as well as the value of c.